sheesh. Hopefully this is in focus. Make it a bit easier to hold. Okay. Okay, so in this video, I want to cover the topic of what an enema is, what it can do to help you in your detoxing, why I believe it's one of the simplest and most powerful detoxing tools that is cheap to buy and can have a huge impact on your health and make you feel a lot better. And if you're interested in the topic of, or if you've been interested in the topic of detoxing or healing the body, I'd like to explain why I believe it's one of the simplest things you can do to talk about your health. So what is an enema? What is it? I brought it out and I'll show you guys a little what it looks like. Shit. So this is a enema bag. For me, I believe it costs like 20 to 30 bucks Canadian on online, because I didn't know which store to go to buy it. But when I found out about it online, I wanted to get a hold of one. So this is an enema bag. It's a 2-liter enema bag. And what you would do is you'd fill this up with, online people talk about coffee enemas. That's if you search it up, that's probably the most common thing you'll find. And the reason for that is it has to do with increasing a certain what's the word? I think antibody or like immune body. It's like the coffee produces a certain response that helps you in yeah. There's a reason they do coffee enemas, but that's not what I'm trying to get at in this video, and that's not why I believe they're so pivotal in our health in this day and age. But that's one thing. So you can use water, you can use coffee, and I'm not even gonna get into the type of water you use. Actually, I will. I'll give it up. The water I'd recommend using for an enema would be distilled water, but I'm not gonna go into why I believe you should use distilled water in this video, because water is such a complex topic to really go into, and it has so many implications and has so many. It'd be a long video, so I don't really want to break that down. But for the people who really want to like get the information on the water I'd recommend distilled water, and you can get that. Again, it'd be pretty expensive. Like the water distiller I got cost 300 Canadian, and that's besides like getting some filters, that's like your permanent source of distilled water. And also you can get it at the grocery store for like a 4-liter for you can get a 4-liter for like $4 or so, or like maybe even like 90 cents. Like it's real cheap, and it's like a milk carton size, like 4 liters. So yeah. But if you're not too concerned about water, I wouldn't even recommend stressing about it. You can deadass use tap water. Like it's not even like, at this point it's more about weighing like the positive and the negative of like the situation, and I believe you would get more regardless of what water you use. Just using an enema in itself, like regardless of what you're using, is going to benefit your health in a positively way, especially with the way we're consuming food and the pace and the combinations of all that, and the stagnant movement, and not like really stimulating our lymphatic system and not really stimulating our body to reduce these toxins. This is so pivotal that the water doesn't really matter that much, but I'm not going to get into that too much in this video, so I'm going to skip that. But yeah, so I'm going to break down the components of this. It came with 2 hooks. This hook I leave on the light fixture in my bathroom. You want to put this at a high place, and so the water can flow easily, because if you have it low on the ground, the water's not really going to flow through the tube. So I tried to put it on my shower, but there was no proper place to hook it up on. So I hooked it in my on the light fixture in my bathroom, and then that attaches to the metal clip here. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I'll have to hang it down here. And this is difficult because this camera is really heavy. Maybe eventually I can get like something that'll be easier to hold this, because this is messing with my wrist. Ugh. But yeah, so that hooks up, and what I like about that is I can leave this on my light fixture as long as I want, and then pop this off when I want to. I can take off this metal hook and bring it to the kitchen whenever I want to fill it up with water. Now again, I'll take the water from my distiller and I'll heat it up. That's the second point I really want to emphasize. You want to use body temperature water because it's easier for your body to. It won't shock your body as much. You can use hot water, and that's gonna shock your body. You can use cold water; it's gonna shock your body. What you really want to do is what I do is I'll take the water from my distiller, I'll put it in a kettle, and I'll put my hands in it while it's heating up. I'm not recommending you do it. I'm just telling you what I do, and I'll do it until I literally I don't even feel the temperature anymore because my body's literally the temperature of that water. And then I'll turn it off. I'll fill up the bag to about here. And then another thing I'll recommend. So when you're using, okay, before I get into that, I'll have to explain what the Enema actually does. So the Enema is something used to, and it's kind of taboo. So try to get to the point I'm trying to explain in the video. And because like I said, again, this is one of the most powerful things you can use to really go about detoxing. And yeah, so the large intestine, also known as the colon, and at the end of the large intestine is the did I mess that up? And the large intestine is the oh, that's right, and at the end of the large intestine is the rectum, and that's what you would use with the Enema bag. This is meant to empty the last about, it's called the cecum. You would empty about the last 7 to 8 inches of the colon of the large intestine. Actually, no. Back that up. That's something totally else. I'll even explain that. But no, you can use this to clear out about the lower third of your colon, and your colon is basically the N shape that goes across your body. I dropped that. It's basically the N shape. So you got the stomach, you got the small intestine in the middle, and then you got the large intestine, the colon, which goes up, across, and down. And you got the ascending colon, you got the transverse colon, and then you got the descending colon, you got the cecum, and then you got eventually leads to the rectum. And basically everyone's backed up in those areas, and they'll feel tired, they'll feel lethargic, they'll feel foggy in the brain, they'll feel like they'll feel not confident, they'll want to do something, they'll want to make a YouTube video, and they'll be like, oh, I don't feel confident, not realizing their body's detoxing, not realizing that if they did this, like cleared out their colon, their health would increase tenfold. And if they actually feel that, like, you could have a headache, you do this and the headache goes away, and you're like, what? Like, literally, I'll wake up in the morning and, like, I don't usually get sick, but when I do, I can tell I'll have like a sore throat, and I'll do one of these, and all of a sudden the sore throat will go away, and I'll feel like I'm not even sick anymore, because my body's telling me like, hey, like, you ate some goofy stuff, and now we want to detox. So that's a little like tip in listening to your body. Like, that's what listening to your body means. You're feeling your body, and you're like, okay, what can I do to maybe change the symptom? But yeah, so what you're basically trying to do is, maybe I can hook this up on a tree or something. Shout out to the trees. Yes, sir. Okay. Ah! Okay, so, yeah. Let's see if I can get this the right. No. It's blurry. Yeah. Okay. This video might have been mad blurry. Wait, let's check this out. Was it blurry? Yeah, it was probably mad blurry, but I don't really mind. Yes. So you fill this up with about 2 liters of water, and what I recommend at first is, once you get your lukewarm body temperature water, you fill it up to about here, and you would use that, and that's basically going to clear out the lower half of your colon, and that's going to make it a lot easier to add the whole 2 liters, because what I find is that with blah, 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 when you're first doing it for the first time, it's a lot to hold in, and it can be quite irritating. It can be difficult to do on like a full, when you have a lot of stuff in there. So what you want to do is you want to use a little bit, clear it out to clear away, to really like get it deeper, But the goal is to eventually use basically like a full 2 liter. So you get like a good deep, like a good fair cleanse of your colon. You might have to do this several times. But so yeah, what would happen is you fill that up, and when you're filling it up, there's a little clip. What you do is you keep that clip shut, and what that would do is that would keep the water in here, and it wouldn't have it from pouring all the way out through the tube. So, little tip that no one really taught me was, before you start using this, this is going to be filled with air. And what you want to do is you want to fill it up with water, because if you don't fill it up with water, you don't let the water actually fill up the tube by releasing the air valve. When you insert the tip into the rectum, the water won't flow when you release the clip, because there's no air on each end. There's air on that end, and it's a pressure, and there's no air coming from the other end. So what happens is it just stays stagnant. So what you want to do is you want to release the clip, and you can have it like tilted up when you're doing it. So you hold it up so no water actually pours out, and you'll release the clip, pop it up so the clip is open. And what you'll do is, while it's pointed up, you will pop your thumb over the top and then lower it so the water actually has a chance to flow. And you'll slowly, let's see if I can actually like zoom in and focus. You'll slowly like move your thumb off. Yeah, actually it's getting brighter out. The sun's coming out, so I'll adjust this a bit. No, this is mad bright. So yeah, you'll slowly release it so that air will come in, and then once the air comes in, you'll close that again. And yeah, so basically you wanna have this. It said the movie recording stopped, so this is a second take of the video. So yeah, basically you want to. This will be hooked up on your shower or your light fixture in your washroom, and that'll be connected into your colon. And yeah, basically you fill it up with water, and then you do as much as you can so you can't take it anymore, and then you release it all. And yeah, that's what the basic goal of it is. And yeah, so it's you may feel like it's a bit. Let's adjust this. You may feel like it's a bit like you're violating yourself, or like it's like, because this isn't something you typically do. And at first it feels like that. Like I could imagine this could be one of the reasons people wouldn't want to practice this, because it's a taboo area and it's something that people may be hesitant to. The reason I recommend it is because I believe I've said this in a previous video, but I believe the body, it's made up of all the liquids, and all the liquids in your body allow you to raise your consciousness, allows your consciousness to really meet this physical realm. It's through the liquids of your body. So any impurity, anything physical, any mass, anything heavy, anything that will be blocking your body from processing something, shouldn't be there, and is hampering your ability to manifest or do what you would like. And that's just like the esoteric sense of it. And then from the health sense of it, people think it's dirty, it's gross to do this. I think the total opposite. I think it's dirty, gross to not do this, because this is getting that stuff out of you, and that's just leaving the stuff inside of you, and it's just like you're not doing yourself any good in that sense. And you don't look cute, you don't look attractive, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But yeah, so it's super cheap, super effective, and I believe it's something that it's easily implementable. And I'll bring up the topic of laxatives, because I believe that might be, if I was talking to someone and trying to explain this to someone, I believe that one of the people might even bring this topic up. So laxatives. What is a laxative? Laxatives you don't really want to mess around with. What laxatives are is your body will actually take it as a laxative is a poison, and what your body will do is it will force itself to clear out the entire colon. The ascending, transverse, descending. It will force itself to clear that all out, just to get this poison out of your body. And what'll happen is, in this process of your body forcing all this out, some of the toxins that is in this mass will enter the bloodstream. It'll enter the lymphatic system. It'll also enter the, no, not the lymphatic system. Yeah, it'll enter the bloodstream. It'll enter different parts of your body and it'll spread out. And you really don't want to mess with that in that sense. And also doing it repetitively stresses the muscles in your colon. It will, yeah, to the point where your colon won't even be able to function anymore. You're actually like making, yeah, like you're overworking it to the point where it won't work anymore. And then you're gonna be even more constipated. It's like going to the doctor for any surgery or any like major change in the body. Like it may solve the issue for now, but you're hurting yourself in the future because you're making yourself more viable to having this happen again or having something else happen in the future. So yeah, so what causes constipation? What causes things not to flow properly and effectively? One, it's the foods we are eating, the foods that are maybe not fruits and vegetables that don't have much fiber in them, that don't have much for the colon to actually grip on. Two, the combinations of these foods and the amount of time it takes for your body to actually digest and get it into the colon from the small intestine. And then three, you got the just sheer mass and amounts of food we're eating. And you'll notice that I actually wanted to bring a book out, but I forgot to bring it, but I'm too lazy to get it back. But it would show a diagram of the amount of time it would take, and it shows little pictures of like slowly the food. You know, you'd eat breakfast at 8 o'clock, and then by 12 o'clock it would be all the way through your small intestine and into the ascending colon, you know, the first of the three. And to take 4 hours, now, we're not even going to get into food combinations in this video because that's a whole other topic. Like, a watermelon would take like 20 minutes to digest, but like cheese would take like 4 hours. There's a whole spectrum. And yeah, so it would take you, and that's just for the small intestine. And yeah, so once it would reach the bottom of the large intestine, it takes time for your body to slowly bring it up and across. And then this is another point I want to make. So, which I saw in the book too, and what it says is, it shows a picture and it shows like you have the descending colon, you have the what's it called? The cecum. And what'll happen is when you go to the washroom, it'll clear out the cecum, but the entire descending colon is still full. And what this using an enema does, it will actually like fill this up, the cecum up, and then it'll fill this up with water, and basically you're clearing all of this out. And then what you can also do is you can, if you're versed in yoga and you're able to do a headstand, what you can do is once you start to, you can actually massage and feel where there are videos on YouTube that show you where, hopefully this video is still running. I think it is. I got batteries today, so we got a camera going. Yeah, so there are videos that'll show you where to find this, to like feel your large intestine, your colon on your body, and you can literally pop into a headstand and you can massage the water up to reach higher parts of your colon. Now that's one thing you can do. Also, you can go to these public centers, which it's called doing colonics. I think it's like 150, 200 bucks, or like $100 for like the first thing, and then 150 for like the first session, and then 100 after that. And what they'll do is not only will they do like the descending colon, but they'll do the transverse, and they'll do the ascending, and they'll basically do the entire colon area, which is like, instead of doing like 2 liters of water, I think they do like 20. Like they'll just like keep rinsing and like they'll give you a full clear. I've never done that, but that's, you know, if you want to do like, if you think this is too, you don't want to mess with this too much, or you think it's too much, you can go do this professionally. Like you can actually have people who are paid and trained professionals to do this, if that suits your fancy. But yeah, so the headstand is a thing you can also do if you're well versed in yoga, and you can, you know, I'd recommend doing one and then doing a second one when you're pretty cleared out to allow it to be easier to hold it in while you're upside down and you're basically massaging this out. You can do it up against the wall, but if you're not like flexible with it. And also what you can do is you can just lie on an incline. You can lie so the water has a chance to flow up, and you're basically massaging and allowing it to flow up. And yeah, this is a very powerful health practice. This is and yeah, no one talks about it. No one talks about it. I've never talked to someone in real life about this that says, hey, I do this. Hey, like, blah, blah, blah. No, like only online. And like that's one thing I want to bring about with this channel. Like I want to there's people who talk about one thing, there's people who talk about another thing, but there's no one who's bringing all these things together and really bringing together to you. Like few people do it. What I'm saying is I haven't talked to someone in my real life that has done this. So what I'm trying to do in this channel is bring all these pieces together, put it in like a digestible format where you can see all of it. Maybe it might be getting darker. One sec. Let's see a little bit. And so that ultimately you can get your health back. You can get your body back to a position where you understand the function of hair. You understand the lymphatic system. You understand what the waters and the foods are doing to your body. You understand the importance of getting out in nature and getting into the sun and getting learning about supplements and learning about esoteric knowledge and learning about yoga and learning about all these different cool things, which eventually will give you your confidence back, will give you your drive back, your desire to go manifest and do what you want. It'll give you the ability to do that. The reason why you can't do that now is because you have things that are blocking you, and once you just take those blocks out, you will eventually rise up to the point where you can just do, and you'll rise up to some point of abundance where you don't have to do nothing, because people think you have to reach for abundance, you have to reach for all these things, or really you want to take away the things that are keeping you from it. And yeah, another point on this I want to make is that people think that you just you eat food and it's immediately out your body. It takes your body time to digest and get rid of the food. So if you eat food and you think like, oh, half an hour later I go to the washroom, what that probably is your body is, there's something else in your colon, and you're basically, think of it like a conveyor belt, and like the conveyor belt's just stopped, and maybe every hour the conveyor belt moves. And what you're doing is when you put something at the front of the conveyor belt automatically has to move to insert that. So what happens is it pushes everything down a little bit, and you think I'm clearing it out immediately, and the whole conveyor belt's clear. No, you're clearing just the end of it. You're barely doing a manual force of this conveyor belt. So, and that's once you sort of understand that, once you start to understand your body a bit better, this stuff will come more natural, and you'll start to understand like how to take care of it, and how like doing stuff like this gives you a better understanding of your body and how your body actually functions, and how your body is like one big, functioning unit, and everything works together. So yeah, that's sort of what I wanted to cover in this video. Anything else? I think I flowed a lot better with this video. I think it was pretty cool. Like, I thought it would come into my head and I just bring that up. Again, I'm going to think a little bit just to see if anything comes into my mind. Yeah, don't stress about the water too much. Again, the main point of this is just to clear you out of toxins, clear you out of anything that can, it's the simplest detox. People talk about detox. Oh, I'm going to take this turmeric black pepper tea. Oh, I'm going to take this, I'm going to go on a water fast. I'm going to do, like, that's the thing too. Yeah, I like the fact that I'm waiting and I'm actually giving myself time to think of these thoughts. People will go about a water fast. Here's the thing about a water fast, and you're not doing an enema. It takes your body about 3 days to fully clear out of all the food that is in your digestional. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the camera. It keeps saying movie recording was stopped. I'm actually going to Google that later. So I don't know if I got all the points in. I'm going to check the recording. If I didn't, I'm going to quickly recap right now. This is good for if you're doing fasting. This will, it'll clear your stomach out. It'll take 3 days for your stomach to enter the fasting process. So why not just do this and help your stomach clear out the food faster and enter a fasted state quicker with less discipline of just like abstaining from food. It's a lot easier. So yeah, enema bags, they cost like 20 or 30 bucks. It's fucking awesome. No one talks about it that much, but I highly recommend it, and I believe it's a great practice to introduce into your healthcare routine. Yeah, so I'll be doing these videos from whenever I feel really inspired to. I'm going to basically feel out sort of, because I have had this idea to do this video for like a week and a half, but I woke up this morning like super inspired to do it. So that's sort of how I'm going to do these videos. I'm going to strike when inspiration strikes, and I feel like it's the best time to do the video. But yeah, like I said, I have a lot more topics to really discuss, and I think I've even went over them in this video. But it's very, very diverse, and it's very implorable in this day and age, and I would love to share them with you all. And yes, so thank you for watching this video. Yeah, if you made it this far, again, I really appreciate you, and I very much hope to give you information that will bring you back to the state that you were naturally at. I've only really started this path within this year in itself, so I hope to give you information that you can take what I've done in a year and just quickly assimilate it and just really see that change. I want that for you, and I want the very best. So thank you for watching. I don't know what my next video is gonna be. I'm gonna think about that, but yeah, peace.